Imagine waking up to headlines that the US dollar, the backbone of the world's economy, is about to be backed by crypto and gold. Sounds like a conspiracy theory, right? Well, not anymore, because as of mid 2025, Trump is openly floating this idea as his plan to fix America's staggering $37 trillion of national debt. And we're in crisis. Now, to some, this is bold, it's visionary, it's even revolutionary. But to others, it's reckless, it's a dangerous gamble that could destabilize everything from Wall Street to your personal savings account. So, love him or hate him, one thing is undeniable. Trump has just moved the debate on debt, currency, and America's financial future into uncharted territory. So, don't click away because today we're going to break down exactly what Trump is proposing, why this idea is surfacing right now, and how it could reshape the financial system and the very real risks that come along with it. And by the end of this video, you'll see why some experts are calling it genius, others are calling it economic madness. So let's start with the backdrop. America's national debt has now crossed $37 trillion. Interest costs alone have surged past $1 trillion a year, meaning that the US government now spends more servicing debt than funding most federal programs. The debt to GDP ratio is much higher now, even than it was during World War II or the 2008 financial crisis. Foreign investors who once trusted US Treasuries without question, well, they're now hesitating. And the political rhetoric about fiscal responsibility has become absolutely meaningless because the numbers are no longer rhetoric, they are existential threats. And that's the environment that Trump is stepping into. A moment when voters are nervous, politicians are desperate, and unconventional ideas suddenly sound, well, very possible and very real. And here's where crypto and gold comes into it all. Gold has always symbolized trust, scarcity, and stability. Crypto represents innovation, speed, and a break from the status quo. So, by combining them, or at least proposing to, well, Trump is forcing a conversation that Washington has avoided for decades. What if the dollar itself has to be reimagined? So, what's he actually hinting at? Well, based on his statements and leaks from campaign insiders, Trump's plan includes several radical ideas. So the first one is tokenizing US Treasury debt on the blockchain. Now, that means issuing bonds in digital form, creating faster settlements and potentially drawing in some new investors. Second, he proposes issuing a government backed digital currency, essentially a US stablecoin that can compete with private crypto. Third proposal, rebuilding US gold reserves and possibly pegging a portion of the dollar to gold or creating a hybrid crypto gold standard. Now, the stated goals are clear: restore credibility, lower borrowing costs, and project strength in the face of mounting debt. But just for a second, let's look under the hood because, as you know, the devil is in the details. So, tokenizing treasuries may sound futuristic, but it also raises huge questions about cybersecurity, contract risks, and who actually controls the code. A government digital currency could blur the line between fiscal and monetary policy, raising fears of money printing in disguise. And pegging the dollar to gold even partially sounds stable, but in practice, it ties the hands of the Federal Reserve. In a crisis, the Fed couldn't inject liquidity freely. If gold prices swing wildly, well, guess what? The dollar will swing with it. And here's a practical problem. There isn't nearly enough gold in the world to back the modern US financial system without creating massive disruption. So, why combine gold and crypto at all? Well, the answer is perception. See, gold provides credibility with conservatives and foreign investors. Crypto, Well, that excites innovators and it signals modernization. So together they create a powerful narrative, even if the actual mechanics of all this are pretty messy. So imagine a system where digital tokens are instantly transferable, but backed at least symbolically by hard assets like gold. And the whole thing sounds futuristic, but coordinating such a system will be a logistical nightmare. And the question is, who controls redemption? What happens if people try to cash out en masse? What if hackers exploit weaknesses in the blockchain? So trust depends on governance. And once that trust cracks, well, collapses can happen overnight. And here's where Trump's strategy becomes clear. Disruption itself is actually the point. So by proposing something radical, he's not just offering solutions, he's reframing the debate. Suddenly, mainstream economists are forced to discuss crypto and gold, well, as legitimate policy tools, not just fringe fantasies. Trump has tapped into real anxieties about inflation, debt, and the dollar's global role. So whether the plan is workable or not, well, it almost matters less than the fact that he shifted the Overton window. See, the conversation has moved, and that in itself is absolutely a form of power, but make no mistake, this all comes with risk. Excuse me. If investors believe the US is experimenting with untested monetary schemes, well, confidence could fall even faster. The dollar's role as the world's reserve currency depends on stability and predictability. Gold and crypto promise the actual opposite: credibility on paper, volatility in practice. And some experts warn that partial gold backing could even trigger deflation, it could slow growth, and it could bring harsher trade offs during recessions. Others fear that digitized treasuries could be hacked, they could be manipulated, or they could even be politically weaponized. So the question is Trump's plan innovation or desperation? Well, that depends on how you see America's debt crisis. If you believe $37 trillion is unsustainable, then hey, guess what? Disruption might feel like the only way forward. But if you believe the US can manage debt with incremental reforms, then hey, Trump's plan looks reckless. Either way, the conversation has started and it can't be ignored. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think Trump's idea to back the dollar with gold and crypto is brilliant, or do you think it's dangerous? Would you trust a crypto gold backed dollar? Do me a favor and share your thoughts in the comments below. I promise I'll be reading every one. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you never miss another deep dive into the financial stories that will shape your future. So, my friends, stay sharp, stay informed, and remember, your money is only as safe as the system behind it. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.